Hi everyone, it's Tristana again. I'm back to tell you how I told my parents I was pregnant. But before I begin, just to warn you, it might be a little long, but it's a pretty funny story. And before I get started, in my last video, I told you that when I went to the clinic, they gave me like pamphlets and like a little pin of little baby feet, and I'm gonna show you my ultrasound. So this is the pin they gave me, and it's the sorry, I'm trying to there you go. It's this is a pin. It says the exact size of a 10-week unborn baby's feet. Yeah, this is what they gave me when I found out I was pregnant with Ezra. And then this is the ultrasound. It's like a little peanut. It's that right there. Sorry, I'm trying to get in line with the camera. There you go. That little peanut thing right here. That it's a black circle. That little gray inside the black circle. That's the baby. That was Ezra. And I believe I was like 15 weeks. I don't remember. Something like that. But anyhow, to my story. Technically, I didn't tell my parents I was pregnant. They found out through people in my family. The first person I told obviously was Ezra's dad. Ezra's my son. He's now 3 years old. So I told his dad. His dad wasn't too worried. Like I said, he was in the military, so he had his career going. But of course, I was still in high school, so I was still scared. So after I told him, I called my mom's sister and I let her know that I was pregnant. She had gave me a speech a while back when I was like in middle school saying how she hopes that I don't end up having a kid young like her and my mom did. But unfortunately, shit happened. So whatever, long story short, she told me to go to her if that were ever the case so she could take me to the doctors to get checked and make sure everything's okay and I'm okay. So I called her and told her. She was crying. She got emotional. She asked me if she wanted her to pick me up, and I told her no, I just want time to think about things. So I ended up going out with my friends just to like her boyfriend's house and with all our friends. We have mutual friends. So we all started hanging out. And then they were just talking to me, like letting me vent out to them. And we were eating all that. So later that night, I went to my grandma's house because my mom was supposed to pick me up from there to go home. And my mom, I guess my grandma told my mom that she was going out with her friends after work, so it was somebody's birthday. So she told me that she'd pick me up later or to see if Jonathan could take me home. At that time, that was my boyfriend, Ezra's dad. And so my aunt gets there, my other aunt, she's my lesbian aunt. I just say my lesbian aunt because you can tell the difference. But me and her were really close. I looked up to her a lot growing up, and I just liked the singing, music, and everything that she did. I loved her style. So I loved her. I told her everything, and she kind of sensed that something was wrong with me. And I was thinking in my head if I should tell her or not. And I was like, oh, you know what? I tell her everything, so, she will probably be supportive about this and, like, tell me to relax and that everything will be okay. I was so wrong. I got the complete opposite reaction from her that I expected. She started yelling at me and crying and telling me that I should get an abortion, that I had so many things and dreams that she knew I could accomplish, and I couldn't accomplish that being pregnant and having a baby. That would hold me back and set me back, and that it wasn't fair to me because I was still in high school. And she's like, yeah, that he had his shit together, but I needed to think about me too, because it's not only my life. I mean, it's not only his life that's going to be affected, it's mine too. So I was just kind of like, oh my god, like, I kind of like got upset. And then my grandma, she noticed that she was like yelling at me, and my grandma's like, what's wrong? My aunt's like, nothing. She got a bad grade in class. And then she told me, I'm not going to be the one to tell your grandma, you tell her that. That's going to break her heart. And I was just like, okay, whatever, just stop talking. So then with my luck, my mom, how she was going out with her friends, her and my aunt, that's lesbian, they're really close. That was my mom's baby sister. And whenever my mom went out, she always invited my aunt. So my aunt was talking to her, and she straight up threw me under the bus and was like, oh, Drasana has something to tell you. And I was like, what the hell? And I was like, and I gave her a look like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what the hell? So then she gave me the phone. I straight up told my mom that I had nothing to tell her. I was like, oh, nothing. I'll talk to you about it later. It's fine. And my mom's like, oh, okay, see you later. And she's like, I shouldn't be home too late. So then Jonathan ended up picking me up, and I went home. Then my mom's friends, and I heard them being loud outside my house, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, they're drunk, and I was like, oh my god, my aunt probably told my mom that I was pregnant because my mom never gets drunk like that. And then, so my mom's friends brought my mom in and she was trashed. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna kill me. And then she was so drunk, they just took her to her room and she knocked out. So then her friends came out and they're like, oh. And they gave me a look like, we know your secret. Like, And I was like, I looked at them like, oh, hi. And they're like, how are you feeling? I was like, I'm okay. And they're like, okay, well, good night. Good luck in the morning. And then they laughed and I was like, oh my God, they know. I was like, thanks. I'm going to need it. And after I was like, I love you guys in case I die. And like, cause my mom's friends are really cool and they started laughing and they laughed. And then, so then, whatever, the next morning I was like really scared. And then, okay, what you guys don't know, which I forgot to mention in the beginning, I had told my stepdad right after I called my other aunt from the clinic, the one who got emotional, before I told my lesbian aunt, I told my stepdad. And he's so understanding. And I feel like I could tell him anything because he's not judgmental and he's calm and relaxing. He doesn't get upset. He's like really peaceful. So I told him and he begged me not to tell my mom because he knows my mom would be pissed off if he didn't tell her that he knew. And I told him, don't worry, I'm not going to tell her. So sorry, Angelo, if you guys see this and she gets mad at you, but Mom, don't be mad at him. You should be glad I talked to him. Anyway, so I told him and he just told me how he'll support me no matter what, and he knows that my mom will be probably upset at first, but that they would be here for me. And I was like, okay. So I tried to calm me down. So then so I was in the morning, I was really scared, and I made Ezra's dad stay with me the whole time. I told him, like, you are not leaving me alone. I'm not going down alone for this. You are staying with me until she wakes up. And she woke up, and I was like so scared. I felt like my heart fell out of my ass. I was so scared, and I was getting nauseous because morning sickness was starting to kick in. It was terrible. And then she sat next to us. She's like, well, and I thought she was going to kill me, and she didn't. She sat next to me and was like, well, what's your plan? And I was like, well, I don't think I'm strong enough to get an abortion. And my mom was like, well, I'm pro-life. My mom's religious. She's like, I am pro-life and you are pregnant and now it's your responsibility to take care of the baby and all I need you to do is graduate from high school. That's all I ask of you. And then she gave me a speech how she said, I know you won't be a bad mom. I just need you to graduate high school because it's going to be easier for you. And I was like, okay, so that was it. And then she told me like, it'll be okay. We're here for you. And I was like, okay, thank God. So then later, that day, my sister's like, hey, did you tell Dad? Not my stepdad, my real dad. And at that time, my real dad, I was so scared and I totally forgot about him at that time because he wasn't really there in my life. And I was so scared because my real dad was crazy. Like I thought if he found out he would come and like kill me and my boyfriend. That's how crazy he was at the time. But now he's not. But anyway, I was so scared. And then one day I was at my grandma's house eating breakfast or lunch or whatever. No, it was lunch because it was after school. And then I saw my dad pull up and I freaking dropped my spoon and everything. I dove behind the sofa. My grandma was like, what the hell's wrong with you? And I told her, my dad's here. And my grandma was like, oh my God. Because like we all know my dad was crazy. And my grandma like started freaking out. She's like, oh my God, hide. I was like, I'm hiding. Just tell him I'm at school. Because at that time I was in track. So she answered the door. She's like, oh, hi. She's not home. She's still at school. And my dad's like, okay, 1 second. I'm going to leave something for her. And then my grandma's like, he's writing a note in his truck. And I was like, it's probably a death sentence note. Like, it's probably a threat. And I'm like, then I started calling to the room. And then I guess he came back to the door. And my dad's like, can you just give this to her? And my grandma's like, oh, yeah, sure. And he's like, okay, bye. Just tell her to call me when she gets home. So then my grandma's like, come out. And he left. And I was like, are you sure he left? Like, are you sure he's not hiding somewhere? And he's going to, like, come out and kill me? Like, I was being so dramatic. So then I ended up coming out. My grandma's like, he left this for you. And it was like a basket, and it had Gatorade, crackers, vitamins, and like walnuts and peanuts and all this stuff. Because at that time my health wasn't the best either. I had like blood complications and all that stuff. And then he wrote me a note, and it said, hey baby, I heard, and yes, I'm kind of upset that you didn't tell me personally, but I understand. I'm just letting you know that I'm not one to judge, neither is your mother. We had you guys young. So he just said, just take care of yourself. He said, please take care of yourself. You can't think about yourself. Now you have to think about you and the baby. he's like, so get, he says, start eating for two. And he's like, and I love you and I'm here for you no matter what, okay? And he put love, dad / grandpa. Yeah, that caught me off guard. I was even so sad. I was even sketched out to like eat or drink anything that was in there, and I was like checking if it was open or not, like just in case. But I was just paranoid. But like, yeah, I thought that was really sweet. And then I kept looking through the basket, and I found like he left little booties, like neutral booties for a boy or girl, and it was the sweetest thing. And like, yeah, I didn't like all the reactions from people that I thought, like my mom, my dad, I thought they were gonna freak out and kill me, and they didn't. And then my aunt, the first aunt I told, I knew she would be emotional. And then my second aunt, my favorite aunt, I didn't expect her to come out the way she did for me, but I mean, I understand now, but yeah, it did hurt. But now she's Ezra's godmother and she loves him, and we never speak about what she told me to do. Like, no, I don't even think anybody knows. Well, now they do because I'm telling you guys my story. But I know it's scary to tell your family that you're pregnant, but if your parents, I know I was fortunate because I know some girls that I went to high school with got kicked out for being pregnant, but there's always somebody in your family that will be there for you. And if there's not, there's always going to be someone there supporting you, whether it's your family or your friend's family or somebody. There's always going to be someone there, and just it's better to tell somebody so they can help you deal with it. Because when you're a teen, obviously you don't really know how to take care of yourself. You don't know anything about medical stuff or anything. You need to get attention and make sure you're okay and healthy. Because sometimes you just never know if you just never know. It's better to let somebody know. So my advice to you is don't be scared. I know it's a scary thing, but if you know for sure your parents are crazy, at least go to someone that you could trust that's an adult so they can help you and get you where you need. And if your parents are really crazy, at least they know how your parents are so they could support you. But that was my story on how I told my family. Yeah, pretty crazy story. Everybody has their own stories, and I wish you luck telling your parents that you're pregnant, or don't get pregnant if you're a teen that's not pregnant right now watching this, because it's really hard, like I said in my last video. So just enjoy your life being young. I'm now 21 and I'm now engaged. I'm gonna get married soon, which I'll probably be posting another video about the whole marriage thing because it's so different. I never wanted to get married, but now I'm getting married. And no, it's not to Ezra's dad, unfortunately. Maybe I'll make another video saying how hard it was during my pregnancy and after having Ezra, because things did not turn out the way they were supposed to turn out as I thought they would. But thank you for watching, and I hope this was, I don't know, inspiring or something. I don't know. But that was my story, and thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.